Hello, Michael.
What's up?
I need you to do something for me.
All right.
You stole my story.
Come on, man.
No, you stole my story.
Okay.
And you got to make it right.
I gotta do nothing.
You got to change the ending. I had a good ending. Mike Butler took a piece of corn out of the bubbling water. And as he ate it, he thought to himself, in time, I might forget, too, what I did with the body of Michael Field.
Sounds great. This is Secret Window.
Ladies and gentlemen, please notice that exits are conveniently located at the front and rear of this auditorium. When leaving the theater, we suggest that the exit at the front of the auditorium will allow you easier access to the parking areas. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mike Butler.
And I'm Mike Field.
And welcome to Forgotten Cinema, a show where we talk about films that seem to be forgotten by audiences, whether it be because a more popular movie was released at the same time, or the audience simply didn't catch on with the film in its initial run. We'll discuss what we love about it, maybe don't love about it, but we'll always recommend you revisit the film. You never know. You might find your own forgotten gem. If you enjoy Forgotten Cinema, we want to hear from you. We're on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're everywhere with a backlog of over 350 episodes for your pleasure.
That's right. For your pleasure. What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. You know, I've been I'm a pretty big author, pretty famous author. You know, I got some money flowing around. But you know, I'm going through a nasty divorce. My wife was sleeping with another guy. I found him at a motel 6 months ago. And now some guy named John Shooter, is going around telling me I stole his story. And but his story was published in 1997. My story was published in 1995, or he wrote his in 97. I wrote mine in 95 and published it in a magazine. So I got to find that magazine. But while that's going on, Shooter's like killing my dog. He's going after my wife. He's like stalking my wife. He knows where she lives. She knows where I live. He's doing all this stuff. I have to hire this guy at $500 a day to protect me. It's some bad stuff, but also I think I think I might be losing my mind. I don't know. It's just a really bad time. I nap all the time and drink copious amounts of Mountain Dew.
Yes, do indeed.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So we are doing Secret Window this week. So let's get into the
audience choice.
That's right. I forgot.
You chose this.
Our audience
you
choice.
did this to me.
I'll suck it up. So obviously, you know, Mike doesn't like this film. So everyone that I pick, Mike doesn't like. All right, anyways, let's get to Secret Window. Let's get to the facts, and then we'll get into our discussion. Secret Window has a runtime of 96 minutes, rated PG-13, production budget of $40 million. It came out on Friday, March 12th, 2004. Its opening weekend, it did $18 million. Its domestic take was 48. Its international take is 45 for a worldwide total of $93 million. So I guess a hit.
Riding on those Pirates of the Caribbean coattails.
Right. Yes, that they moved this up a little bit to kind of, as Mike says, ride the coattails. Production companies were Columbia Pictures, Grand Slam Productions, and Pariah Entertainment Group. And it was distributed by Columbia Pictures and Sony Pictures releasing in the US. So I don't really know how they did that, but they worked it together. The week before this, the 5th of March, you had wide releases of Starsky and Hutch, the Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson movie, and Hidalgo. I'd never seen Hidalgo.
Oh, Hidalgo is good. I think I have that on the list.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think you'd like Hidalgo.
I was watching the trailer for Starsky and Hutch, and I was like, wow, this movie just...
Oh, you don't like Starsky and Hutch? I really like it.
I've only seen it once.
I've seen it a few times, but when it came out.
When I was watching the trailer, I'm just like, this doesn't look good. I don't know. Why did I think this movie was going to be good?
Do it. I remember he's in the skies.
So you had limited releases of The Snow Walker and The Reckoning as well that weekend. The weekend that this film came out, you had wide release of Agent Cody Banks 2 Destination London, which I did not see. And nor did I see the first one. And the movie's... What's up?
I did see the first one.
Oh, boy. And Spartan, which I did see. That's the Val Kilmer film, the David Mamet movie, which is really good. And then a limited release of NASCAR, the IMAX experience, which we never got in our IMAX. The NASCAR
2004.
Yeah,
we didn't have an IMAX in 2004.
That's right. It was when Harry Potter.
That was 2004. Was before the Cinemark theater opened.
Yeah, so we never,
or our theater.
Then technically,
it never opened in IMAX.
Right. The week after, the 19th of March, you had Dawn of the Dead, Taking Lives, and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and a limited release of Intermission. Did you see any of those?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Of course. What was the first one?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. Yes. The other one's
Taking Lives.
I know what Taking Lives is, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, the trailer looked interesting. I was like, this kind of looks, I'm intrigued. Intermission's a British film or an Irish film, maybe a Scottish film, but it's got a lot of the actors now that are very popular younger in this film are in this, like Kelly MacDonald, Cillian Murphy. What's the girl's name? I'm gonna blank on it, but anyway, it's a lot of young, young up and comers, I guess. Ooh. This film is written and directed by David Koepp. This is our fourth David Koepp film that he has written. Awesome. Agreed. He's directed Ghost Town. That's one of them. Trigger Effect. Great. And Stir of Echoes. Great. You obviously know. I would assume that a lot of people know what he's written. Jurassic Park being one of them. Crystal Skull, right? He did that one.
At least one of the scripts. Yeah.
He's done a Disclosure Day coming out. Yep. He's done. He also did Toy Soldiers, Death Becomes Her, and Zathura. So I wanted to get some other ones in there. Cinematographer is Fred Murphy, who's done Hoosiers, October Sky, and Trumbo. Composer was Philip Glass and Jeff Zanelli. Glass has done Kundun, The Hours, and Notes on a Scandal. For all, he's been nominated for Oscars.
And originally it was supposed to be James Newton Howard and Hans Zimmer collaborating,
yes,
right?
Yeah. Okay. But I guess Zimmer backed out. Zanelli's done Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which just came out, and Fatale. And then this movie is edited by Jill Savitt, who's done The Lookout and A Walk Among the Tombstones.
A movie we did.
You also, we'll go to the cast. The cast is not big, which is I appreciate because I just didn't really want to read through an entire cast list as usual. Johnny Depp is our lead here. Mort Rainey, nominated for 3 Oscars. Sweeney Todd, Finding Neverland, and Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, which is actually just. It came out before this, or that's
what I was wondering. Like, how did it?
Yeah,
I thought Pirates was a summer release.
Me too, but I guess I have to look back at that. John Turturro as John Shooter.
You stole my story.
There you go. The TV show Severance, Quiz Show,
a movie we did,
and he plays Barton Fink in Barton Fink. Maria Bello as Amy Rainey, who is Mort's soon-to-be ex-wife. She's in The Cooler, History of Violence,
movie we did,
yes, and NCIS, the TV show. She's in that. She's also in ER for those because I've been on an ER rewatch, so I'm currently in her episode run. Right. Timothy Hutton as Ted Milner, the guy who is cheating. Or actually with Amy, who, Mort caught him and Amy together in the opening scene of the movie. He was won an Oscar for Ordinary People. He's also in the TV show Leverage, Beautiful Girls, a movie we did. There you go. And The Dark Half, which is very similar to this film.
I've never, all the notes mentioned, there's like 2 notes that mention Dark Half, and I've never seen it or heard of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Dark Half is he's playing his alter ego, who's like, but they're both. He's the same guy. He's going crazy, but he's playing the dark half is his dark half, and he's just making him do things. It's the same thing.
So is it more like this? Is it more like Mr. Brooks, or is it more like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
I would say Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's not imaginary. It's him.
Okay.
Yeah. Charles S. Dutton is Ken Karsh from Alien 3, A Time to Kill, and Rudy. And then Len Caro.
Alien 3, a movie we did on a lead-up series.
There you go. Len Caro as Sheriff Dave Newsom. He's in the TV show Blue Bloods, movie 13 Days, and 1408.
A movie we did.
That's right. I also bring him up because, he's the sheriff. He actually originated the Sweeney Todd role on Broadway.
I saw that. That was really cool.
So I thought that's interesting that he's here, that Depp's here. I thought that was, it's pretty interesting because you don't really think of, obviously, as you watch movies and you see all these older actors, you're just like, there's old guys in that, the old guys in that. But like, these guys have had massive careers. Right. They just obviously, there's people forget, which is unfortunate. But that's a discussion for another day, I guess.
In 1408, he's John Cusack's dad in the flashbacks. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Butler.
Yes.
Tell me how much you didn't like this film again.
You stole my story. I just knew. I totally blanked on John Turturro even being in the movie. And then as soon as he said, "You stole my story," I was like, oh my God. I used to say, "You stole my story" to my dad all the time after we watched this movie because it was so ridiculous. I still don't like this movie.
Interesting.
This is 22 years later. I didn't like it when I watched it before. I still don't like it now. There are numerous reasons. There are things
you're going to have to give them.
There are things I do like about this movie. There are things I do appreciate about this movie. I like the small cast. I like that it feels like it's a $40 million budget, but I think that's because there's big names attached. This movie feels like a really small independent movie, or a movie you could do with very little money, with very few locations. It's very simple. I like that. My problem is that I don't like the character of Mort Rainey at all. I see him being this killer a mile away. I did when I was 17 and I watched this. I don't think it's very original. I don't think it's like, oh, but Mike, you've seen so many movies before. I was 17 when I watched it the first time and I still saw it coming. There's nothing for me to latch on to character-wise, film-wise. He's not a character you root for even before you find out he's a killer. It's a hard movie for me to watch and appreciate story-wise, writing-wise. I just don't latch onto anything in this film. But like I said, I do appreciate some things now that I didn't see coming. As the movie was going for the first half, I was just like, why am I watching this movie again? I was really hoping I would like it now. I was really hoping I saw that I was wrong back then. Because I remember Elise was like, "Oh, I liked it when I first watched it." She tried to watch it, immediately fell asleep.
But that's not the movie's fault. That's
just technically, but also
does as well.
Kind of. But yeah, by the second half of the movie, I was like starting to appreciate some of the small scale of the movie, the intimate nature of the movie. I do like that. And there are some scenes that I do like. There are some, I don't think the acting, it's there to no fault of the acting in this film. And again, I love David Koepp. I love everything else he's ever done. Jurassic Park Rebirth notwithstanding, I still have to watch that.
But that's not stuff he's directed. Like,
you're right. But he wrote this and directed this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I love Stephen King, but this movie just doesn't do it for me. But I do like directing wise, acting wise. I like all of that, and I like that small scale nature. So there was something that I actually appreciated in this film, which is good. Halfway through, I'm like, oh, at least I like this. So it wasn't a complete loss.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my feeling. You stole my story. Let's tell me how you loved it.
One of the things I like about David Koepp, and obviously alongside his writing, is I really like the choices he makes on the frame as a director. So I like the opening scene when the way that the camera is, where the car comes up and he's in the car and he drives forward and the camera's in the car and he's talking to himself, don't go back. And then as he backs away, the camera stays, and then it reveals where he is, the motel, and
it's all one shot, right?
Well, if it's one shot, I would believe if it's one shot. I'd also believe if they hid the cut
somewhere, but it's supposed to look like one shot, right?
But that shot,
I
really like that opening shot. I think that's really inventive. I like the shot where we first go across the water and we go into the cabin and we meet Mort at the back of Mort, and then we see him laying down in the mirror, and then the mirror image disappears and it's the shot of him. You know what I mean? I like that. The shot that's mimicking the famous painting where he's he's back to the mirror and and the mirror is still back to him. He's walking to the mirror, like he's looking at the mirror, his back image. Like, so there are a lot of visual shot techniques and the way the camera moves that I really like. We talked about this in the Trigger Effect episode, was so many years ago. How the opening starts off goes from the coyote to the electrical grid,
right?
All that stuff. So I really dig Koepp's thought process and style as a director, and that was still I still had no problem with that this time around. I think they're not obviously they're. It isn't trying to, whether they're purposely not trying to hide the fact that Mort is shooter, or it's just like you said, it's more of like, no, that's just how the story was, and it's not good enough to kind of handle that. Either way, when I view this story, when I watch this story, it is a descent of Mort Rainey into like this madness. Like he's losing it, like, and obviously at the end that's visualized when he throws the rock at the wall and it just starts to crack. So his mirror image is shattered.
His facade is breaking.
Exactly. He's suddenly realizing that he is shooter and whatnot. So he's slowly going insane, or he's slowly just cracking. If you view the movie like that, I'm not as negative as you are on this, but that's fine. I get that. The only way to solve that is to introduce more other characters and possible red herrings and people who could have been, but then it's a different movie. So I don't know. I don't really know if there's a way to adjust that or fix that for you. You know what I mean?
But I mean, you kind of have red herrings because you have, Tom is from Shooter, Tennessee, so he's setting this up, and he's like, oh, okay, and you have that scene at the gas station where it's like, oh yeah, you are. And by that point, it's like, no, we already know. We're an hour and like 10 minutes into this movie an hour 35-minute movie. I know that it's him.
Yeah.
And it's like they try to set up this twist. It's like, it's too late, bro. It's too late.
I think what would have been interesting is because they start off the movie at the motel and he busts in and he yells at them and they scream. Everyone's screaming, which I don't like the note. That's the one thing I'll tell you this though. I don't like the note where the way David Koepp shot the first scene.
Oh, where he didn't tell them when.
He didn't tell them when they were going to bust in. They were in the hotel room, like Maria Bello and Timothy Hunt were in the hotel in the bed waiting for 15 minutes or so, and then they busted in, and Depp comes in, and then he blasted this like music,
static sound,
and he yelled so that they would, because he didn't know how to act. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand that, because they're there, the professionals. They're there to do that. If they can't pretend how to, be shocked, then they're not good actors. Why are you hiring them? I don't understand when directors do that kind of note stuff where they just try to play with the emotion. I want the real emotions. Like, what's real? Like everything's fake. Everything is bogus. So, like I could act upset and angry at you, Michael, or I could just be upset.
You know what? Screw you, man. I don't need this.
So I don't understand that note, because I think that's overcomplicating the director process. And yes, I think I have some basis to stand on because I have directed people before. I'm not like talking out of my ass.
Right.
But still, I don't like that. So I don't like that note. But what I thought was interesting, my whole point of this bringing up the opening scene was it cuts back to when he talks to Shooter at the end, and Shooter's telling him, you're starting to realize, like, and then Maria Bello's telling him you brought a gun with you. Like, that gun wasn't in the first scene.
The same thing. Yeah. When you bring it up that late, it's like, what?
But that would have been interesting if you kept it going, because then why wouldn't the wife and they should have been dead? Like, he should never have been talking to them either. Like,
if they were also fake,
yes,
then I would like it a little, because it would be different,
right? And then what ends up happening is like, just again, we don't rewrite the movie, but I think that's a little bit more
rewrite the movie and rewrite the novel, like, the movies, or a short story the movie's based on.
But like, if it's not so much if it's not good enough reveal that Shooter is him and he is Shooter, then give me another reveal that I'm not expecting.
Sure, if it's just about his madness, he's not just killing everybody. You're killing his dog for no reason. Why is Shooter killing the dog? I mean, I just don't. Oh, because it's connected to his wife. Give me a break. So is the robe that he wears that he coddles. That was his wife's robe.
Well, I think that's just a scare.
I think
start the scares off, and yeah, I get you.
I think that the twists are hard to do, and
not even twists, reveals, just
reveals and twists,
because you have to, because this is a narrator that is a, what is the word?
Unreliable narrator. Yeah. But also he's not likable. He's got in Sixth Sense, and I don't like comparing twists and reveals to the Sixth Sense because it's perfect. But at the same time, that's the exemplary one, because you can take the Sixth Sense and you can rewatch the Sixth Sense over and over and over, and the twist doesn't make the movie. And the twist adds to the movie as you're watching extra layers. But here, knowing that he's the killer, why do I care? I'm watching the Descent of Madness of a loser who's already given up, who's not a nice person. I think also, if I got some semblance of Mort still caring for his wife, still kind of wanting to improve, wanting to be a better person, and Shooter being that other side of him, I'd care more. But there's no real, like, Shooter's not really ever fighting Mort. Oh, I think I might be the killer. But like, he's immediately like, let me hide these bodies. Let me do this. Let me be annoyed that my wife's calling me, talking about, like when she goes, is it because we lost a child? And you get like no emotion from him. And I'm just like, well, then why do I care about this guy? And it's very similar to 1408, I think, where that's why we find out why John Cusack's been depressed this whole time. And that adds to his character. We feel for him because he's also a jackass at the beginning of that movie. And then we're kind of like, all right, or at least I cared about his character. I know you weren't a big fan of the movie, but I think that's because of the ending that they chose now, that you can't get the original ending anymore. I think that Mort needs to be somewhat likable. And he's not. He's a dirty little hobo, like little prick. Like he's just not a good guy.
1408, that the kid is a major part of that. You're right, not as much here.
Yeah, he comes in last minute. Is that why? It's like we could have revealed that earlier as well.
Well, my question to you is, your problem with Mort the character, is that Depp's performance or the way it's written?
No, I think everything that I don't like about this movie comes down to the writing, which is really sad because David Koepp's like my favorite screenwriter. But again, he's also working with a story that was already kind of set in stone, I imagine. I imagine you're not changing the words. Maybe not the words, but the only person that really, Stanley Kubrick, yes, changed The Shining to the point where Stephen King hated it. But like, I think that most people would not want to really muck up a Stephen King adaptation at this point by 2004, where he's the king of novels.
Well, maybe Koepp's viewing this movie like what I was talking about, like it's more of a dive into the insanity of Mort Rainey and who he's, what the deterioration of him as a person. Like he's obviously a schizophrenic now, and he's split his personality because he can't face certain things.
Or he always was.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, what your consternation over Mort Rainey is valid. So I'm not gonna try to convince you otherwise, because I mean, my biggest thing is I like the way the movie looks. I like the way it's directed. I like the way it's framed. I don't really have. I'm not going to tell you it's an A+ script. There are problems, there are issues. I do like the fact that he kind of gets away with it at the end. I
like that he gets away with it, but he's so like, it's so stupid that he gets away with it because he's not good at doing what he's doing.
It's clearly he's got the dissociative disorder, which I've completely said that wrong, but because he's just completely oblivious. So he doesn't understand. I know, but
I think he does know because the sheriff's telling him.
Yeah,
but yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah,
and he's getting his life together because Shooter's helping him.
My question is like, how did you get away with it? How come
that's my thing. That's why I don't like it, is because I like that he gets away with it. I like that everyone in town knows.
Yeah.
But he's not very good at hiding them. But like, sheriff didn't have a warrant. He's got bodies. He's got mounds of dirt. He grew stalks of corn. Just check the house. The house is a mess. There's blood. His wife's blood is somewhere in that place. He's got murder weapons. The truck is not that hidden. It's off a embankment in shallow water with his watch.
When she comes into the house and she sees the house is wrecked up and carved up, like that's how it's always been, right? That's how the house has always been.
I imagine he's just never seen it for what it really is. Yeah. Okay. Or at least it has been that way since the housekeeper left. Which I imagine he also killed the housekeeper.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so how long has it been since the housekeeper left? A week? So she hasn't been back yet?
That's what I felt like. We've been watching it in real time.
Yeah. I didn't know that either.
Because I imagine either, oh man, I just forgot the dog's name, even though I just said it. Chico. Either Chico or his housekeeper were the first to go. Right. That's what I imagine. It's either Chico and we don't watch him kill his housekeeper, or it's the housekeeper and then it's Chico. Which, when he takes his naps, that might be when he kills people. So he takes a nap right after she leaves. He might have killed her.
But then we need to see that.
Oh, that's my problem.
Like everything later.
yeah, for sure. And I also think I like that he hears people. Like, I like when he goes to pick up his UPS package and he hears her say something, goes, what? And then she says something different. I would have liked that to have started earlier too. Because if we're not hiding the fact that Shooter's clearly Mort, then I would have liked to just Mort's hearing people and they're saying something. He's like, what? Or he thinks Tom's an ass because he hears Tom saying things, but really Tom has never said those things.
Well, the only time that ever happens is the girl in the mailroom.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen any other time. And the inner dialogue that he has with himself, it starts off in the beginning when he's like, don't go back, and he goes back.
Right.
And then it comes back at the end. Whose voice is that? Because
I guess that's Shooter's.
No, it can't be Shooter. Why would Shooter tell him not to go back?
You're right. It's not Shooter. That's actually him, because he's warning when he pops up, he warns him, get out of here, go to the police before Shooter comes back. Kind of. That's what he's saying.
But that's the thing. If he's Shooter in the Jeep and he's telling him don't, right? So he's Shooter in the Jeep and then he's talking to himself. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the voice.
Oh, he's now Shooter.
Person. Yeah.
I think the voice is Mort telling him, the voice is like, stop becoming Shooter. Get out of here. That's the Mort part of him.
So we're saying the movie is saying that he is Shooter. Shooter comes around not when we first see Shooter, but Shooter comes around after at the motel.
I think Shooter's definitely who pulled the gun.
Right. Okay.
I don't think Shooter's not the guy that yells at him when he sees him in the bed.
Right.
Because that's just an absolute reaction of Mort, which I do like that note. Why, like, when he starts talking to him, like, don't, Shooter's going to get out of your head. And he goes, rah. I guess that's from his son, who was nonverbal at the time because he was so young, and that's how he expressed frustration. And that's what, like, he was going back to that nonverbal state. I thought that was a cool note, and possibly why he does the scream. So I think that's more than he's just breaking. Nonverbal, break, pull the gun, become Shooter, although we don't see that until the last scene that he had pulled the gun.
Right. Well, pulls the gun. Yes. Right,
pulled the gun in a motel.
Right.
Threw the Molotov cocktail, obviously, in his home. Ripped out his own pages of his book.
Yeah. I mean, you at 17 when you first watched it, you figured out it was him. What, at the beginning?
Really at the beginning, yeah. He's just as soon as the dog died with the thing, and he's just like,
so at that moment,
like, yeah,
that's it's like 15, 20
yeah. I
minutes
was
into
like,
the movie.
come on. And again, I tell the story that during Cold Mountain, my dad and I rented Cold Mountain and Secret Window, and we were like, Cold Mountain's gonna suck. This is gonna be overly long and boring. Let's watch that second. Let's watch a good movie first. It was long,
and
so we watched Secret Window first because it was Johnny Depp right after Pirates. And it was David Koepp, who even back then I was like, oh, David Koepp. And my dad was like, oh, David Koepp, because Jurassic Park and stuff.
Yeah.
And we watched that first, and we were like, even he hated it. We were like, that was awful. And so we watched Cold Mountain, and we're like, that was actually good. We actually liked that. So it was like, so yeah, it's not like I like when I figure out the twist like ahead of time, but I do. I like, who doesn't? But I like the twist.
You're the guy that pauses the movie, stands up. I know it.
I am the guy that tells Elise it's this guy.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh.
God bless you, Elise. Stay with this asshole.
But yeah, I didn't like it then. And I just, the same problems now I still have, but at least I appreciate more the directing and how it is.
Speaking of Lost World, did you see the note about the B-roll footage?
Oh, the water over the,
when he's on the bed and he leans over.
Oh, that's
B-roll
you know
footage.
what? Now that I think about it, yeah, that's when the trailer goes over the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's B-roll footage of the Lost World.
I saw that note and I was like, I don't get what they're trying to say here, but now, oh yeah, absolutely. I love that. That's a great scene. Although that should have been accompanied by the high hide scene in the novel, but whatever.
Oh,
You can only have one.
well, the high hide's different in the novel because it's a cage. It's not what they have in the movie.
In the movie, it's like a hut.
Yeah, but it's a cage that
it falls down and goes. Yeah.
Yep.
There's so many scenes in them, which I mean, not that I'm like, oh yeah, another Jurassic Park movie's coming out. But if David Koepp in Rebirth was taking scenes from Jurassic World, was taking bits from the book that he didn't get to use in the new one, I want to see a high hide scene, and I want to see someone going a motorcycle down a brontosaurus skeleton while Velociraptors are going after him. Let's go.
The Lost World, the Jurassic World movies, they're not good. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pretend.
I like the first one.
Just because they're making so much money, I'm not going to pretend they're anything remotely close to Jurassic Park.
Nothing will ever be remotely close to Jurassic Park.
So did you see the note where that King traded the rights of this movie to get the rights for Kingdom Hospital?
I saw that and I wanted to look up what that note meant. Does that mean is that his story and he wanted the rights back?
Kingdom Hospital he created that. That's his
was that a show?
It was a TV show.
Okay, it was. Okay.
I never watched it.
Me neither,
but it wasn't good.
I was like, that sounds so familiar. I think it was a TV show. Okay.
I don't know.
So he was like, you guys are doing a bad job. I want the rights back, basically.
I don't know if it's based on a book because I don't know his filmography as well as some other people.
Sure.
But yeah, I noticed that. Also, so the ending so this is based on a novella, which is part of I believe a 4-book series that has something else in it. There's another
Misery
something, but anyways, so the original that has a different ending. Ted and Amy, the
ex-wife and
survive the attempt that survives Mort's attempt on his life, and he dies. But it's revealed that the fictional John Shooter is manifested as real through supernatural forces. So like he comes to life from Mort's imagination. He was really the one committing the murders. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like what it is in the movie. He actually becomes real.
That's the plot of the video game Alan Wake, which I think you'd really like that game.
I saw it. I've seen it. It looks like I'd get bored.
I don't know. I think you'd really dig the story, but it's very similar to that. And it's very Stephen King inspired. And I almost wonder if that bit of it is inspired by that Secret Window story.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's cool. I kind of like that because that's kind of like the Dark Tower. When we're watching Carrie, I'm like, well, who's influencing the mother? Who gave her the power? The Man in Black. And I'm like, oh, well, the Dark Tower. So he's got to be involved in that. So it's like, I like when he connects stories and stuff. So
right.
That's interesting. Yeah.
He does that a lot.
There's something else we watched where like somebody manifested things just because they believed it so much. I can't remember what it was.
I mean, that's an Amazing Stories.
That is an Amazing Stories thing. Yeah. It's the kid from the Twilight Zone. But I think there was a movie that we did. It was a similar thing. But yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that.
If we didn't do that.
And there's also the note that in the novella the name of the story that Shooter wrote and the name of the story that Mort wrote are swapped.
Yes.
Secret Window is the story that Mort stole apparently in the book.
Sewing Season.
Yeah, Sewing Season.
Yeah. And also in the home video release, which I actually saw because when we obviously watched the theatrical version,
Right.
When they show the garden, the corn garden that goes down, you see the bodies underneath. You see the dead bodies.
That's what I thought I saw that version with that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got some reviews for you. I think you'll
Lay 'em on me.
Ebert. It could add up to a straight-faced thriller about things that go boo in the night, but Johnny Depp and director David Koepp have too much style to let it happen. The story is more entertaining as it rolls along than it is when it gets to the finish line, but at least King uses his imagination right up to the end and spares us the obligatory violent showdown that a lesser storyteller would have settled for.
There's still an obligatory violent showdown. he tries to scissor his wife's hair off and then stabs her on the ankle or calf with a screwdriver and lops Timothy Hutton's head off. What not violent showdown do you see? And we get the flashback where he screwdrivers the old man and axes his bodyguard.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, just send him away. Be like, the guy went away. Why do you need to kill two people? Add more murders in a truck with your watch in it, which, by the way, nothing comes with that watch. Why was that shot even added? Extra tension. Who's going to go down with the truck? You make a point to show the watch goes down with the truck. So there's evidence that he did this.
Ian Nathan of Empire. The presence of the sublime Depp will be enough to get Secret Window notice, but even his latest set of rattling eccentricities is not enough to energize this deadbeat parlor trick. Then, Mike, who is this? Who would you recommend this to?
Anybody likes thrillers. It's a quick watch.
Quick watch.
I know other people like it. It's not for me, but since other people like it, I'd be like, watch it. It's Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's always good. I don't like the story. I don't like the writing in the film. I don't like the way the story plays out, but it's shot well. It's acted well. It's got this like independent vibe, which I always like. Like you could, if we got some equipment together and got a cast of 5 people, we could remake this movie. Like I like that aspect of it. So I think filmmakers here's what you can do.
Who's playing what? Hold up. Who's playing what?
Well, I think as a writer, you should be the writer. I'll be Shooter. I'll be the evil version of you. You stole my story.
All right.
Well, I'll be back now.
I think all you got to do is pitch it to this King. He'll send you $1 to adapt it. You're good to go.
All right, let's go. I think a lot of people would like this. I think the fact that it's set in a small town, he's got a cabin with no TV and I think that cabin. The cabin's actually pretty nice. I like that it's right up top. Yep. Yeah, I like all that. I want that. I like the fireplace with the mirror. I think that looked nice. I think the entire setup is yes. Yeah, I'd be all for that. As he entered the grocery diner place, I was like, that's probably a good breakfast. That's probably a really good breakfast. That whole thing, I would absolutely do that. That would be excellent. I'm gonna go right for 2 months. See you later. That's it. Yep. So I think people would really dig it. I think that there's a lot to like in the movie in terms of how it's made, the simple story. Johnny Depp's really good. I think I would recommend this to a lot of people, even though I don't like it. I would be like, but you should watch it. You might not like it. You might like it. It's a really short, simple Stephen King adaptation, which you don't usually get. A lot of them get overly complex and long and stuff especially movies nowadays are always 2.5 hours long for no reason. The new Mummy movie that just came out, it's a horror movie over 2 hours. Come on. Don't need that. So I like that it's an hour 35. I would recommend this to a lot of people, even though I'm not a fan of this movie. Even though I hate this film, watch it. No, I just think a lot of people would dig it, or at least get something out of it. There's a lot of good filmmaking going on in this movie, so I think that's worth it. I do look at this movie more favorably than Mike, so don't listen to his recommendation. But no, you should. It's definitely a good watch. Like you said, hour and a half. You can't beat that. It can't beat a Saturday night movie. Let's watch Secret Window. It's a great Saturday night movie. Right? Yeah. Johnny Depp not doing a voice. Johnny Depp not being Jack Sparrow. Just it's very nice. No Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So he's great in those roles. Yeah. I'm very excited to watch Ebenezer, but. He's shooting that now with Ty West directing that. Ty West directing that. Someone was just on it going, this is Johnny Depp's, I can't remember, some other famous actor who's in the movie with him was like, this is Johnny Depp's comeback. It's going to be impossible to ignore his role here. Good. That's good. It's good to hear. We're happy for that. But anyways, so definitely I would recommend Secret Window. There's a lot to like in the movie. It might fall short in some aspects, but
I can probably name countless other films that are just not worth the time.
Sure, yeah.
To put into the DVD player to watch on wherever it is, Stars or HBO Max at some point. Usually that ends up happening after.
Or Sony Screen
cover the
Gems,
movie,
which is another streamer this one was on.
So then, would that go into why it's forgotten?
I think so. It came on the heels of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep.
So like that man is Jack Sparrow now.
Yep.
At this point, and I think
You've
they're
got a good
all going to
10, 15 years of that.
Yep. All three, like the first three movies, that was what you went to see. I remember that's the only time I ever saw the Orange Theater super busy after the mall theater was open that we worked at. Was I went to go see, because there was an employee screening that you were allowed to get free tickets to. One show only during the day when they're showing that. It was really weird the way they handled it for employees. But it was at the Orange Theater, and it was a weird thing for the second one to be at the Orange Theater, and the Orange Theater was hopping after our theater opened, which was never happened. And that's how busy and big that movie was. So I think that The Tourist, which I'm not a huge fan of The Tourist.
I like The Tourist.
It's okay. But I think that also got eaten because that was between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
No, it's not okay that you like it. The movie's fine. It's not okay you like it.
I like it.
But I think, anything that's around that time just gets eaten up by the fact that man's Jack Sparrow at that point. So I think that hurts it. The fact that it's not really streaming anywhere. I think a nice hour and a half thriller should just put it on a streamer where you can watch it easily. Not Sony Screen Gems. You're creating too many things, like the Howdy thing I talked about last week. One of the movies was on.
That's Roku's free thing.
It's just too many different streaming services.
Just
you gotta cut it down.
Well, it's okay. They're all up in the rate, so no one's going to watch them regardless.
True.
And we're just going to cancel subscriptions. But keep going. Keep raising. We're not stupid.
So I think that hurts the film. I think that it is 22 years old now. And that I think the small cast also hurts it because it's just Johnny Depp. And so I think you're not going back and go, oh, this also person is. And also, I'm not saying Maria Bello and Timothy Hunt are also fantastic actors who, deserve some credit. But I think that they're just not big names that you're just like, oh, when you see it and you're popping up. And, in my opinion, it's because the twist isn't strong enough to keep the movie plotline going. And now there's so many Stephen King adaptations, you can't keep up with all of them.
A lot of more recent King adaptations are more serious than, there's less humor, there's more seriousness.
They're taking his more serious stuff.
Which is okay, but like I think King's stuff works best when there's that mix and blend of serious and lightheartedness and humor and stuff.
He's always got a little bit of humor in it.
There's there's little for some reason that we're just in kind of like, whether they're taking it out of the adaptation or they're adapting something a little bit more serious. You don't have that in there.
I also think that you're taking his adaptations and then the heightened horror thing is still kind of going on. So you're like, well, we gotta do the elevated horror thing. So we can't keep any of the fun that is present in almost all of his novels.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. Well, I mean, that's not true because, the monkey, that's him, right?
Oh, yeah, the monkey is fun. That's another short story based on a short story, though.
Yeah, that's got a lot of humor in that. All right. Where can they find us?
You can find us at ForgottenCinemaPodcast.com, wherever you get podcasts or shows you're watching, listening to us right now. Rate, subscribe, tell me how wrong I am. I'm sure you will in the comments below, or how right I am. Or what's your favorite twist in a movie that's not Sixth Sense or Secret Window we just mentioned?
Signs. Swing away, Meryl.
Yeah, this was audience choice. So thanks for participating. Thanks for voting. You voted for this. Thanks a lot. But it is cool. It is cool to see like, oh, what's going to win? I was hoping for Pleasantville, but this one. So what it is what it is.
I'm tired of watching Pleasantville. I love Pleasantville.
You don't have to.
There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about.
Plenty to talk about. It's a great movie with a lot of some symbology and some whatever.
I've seen it. I love it. It's great.
So
talk about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Thanks for voting, and join our Patreon if you want for exclusive episodes and merch discounts and all that good stuff.
Can I go?
There you go. Not yet.
And join us next week as we're going to kick off our Forgotten Summer season. Yeah, Forgotten Summer. We're doing was that the song? Did you already have?
I don't know. I have to figure out the song. So that's not the song.
We're doing Flight of the Navigator from the 80s. So that'll be you've never seen this, right?
Oh no, I love Flight of the Navigator. I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Oh, I hope I hate it.
But I used to love it.
I just hate it. I'm just kidding. So that's next week, Flight of the Navigator, kick off Forgotten Summer. These are movies that we are saying obviously are forgotten, but they came out in the summertime. Hence Forgotten Summer. So yeah, there you go. That's a little. We did a whole season of these But now we're doing it like a forgotten horror series where we're doing like
It's
4
like a
or
mini
5.
series.
Yeah. I don't know if we've decided if we're going to record outside in the sun.
We
haven't talked about
we are 10 weeks prior to when
It's
these
sunny,
episodes
though. It's
come out.
hot.
It's summer. It's
I think
summer-ish. We could now.
Yeah, I mean we'll be on the outdoor on the lav mics or whatever. So
We'll see what we do.
we might. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
Or we'll dress the set summary. One of the two
Change
things
of pace. Change of pace. All right, that's next week. Flight of the Navigator. Until then, I'm sure it's on Disney Plus. Until then, have a great week, everybody. I'm Mike Field.
I'm Mike Butler.
And this has been Forgotten Cinema.
You stole my story.
There you go.